All three in there? Okay, very
Yes,
good.
they're coming,
Jeff?
coming.
Jeff, are we okay? All right. Thank you very much. We now reconvene. It's about 4:15 in the afternoon. I believe, Mr. Ikieta, you asked for the floor. Go ahead, sir. Mr. Ikieta?
Well, what I was going to do is I was going to call for the questions. I think we had enough discussion on this resolution.
Okay, before you do that, I just want to make sure that you folks have in your hands what we have here in Kona. We do have the invoice from Mr. Kawachika that illustrates the services provided by James Kawachika. Did staff provide that to you guys in Hilo, Jane?
It's coming right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, any further, okay. Go ahead, Ms. Ford.
Mr. Matsukawa has not rendered a bill because the requisitions were denied before he could do that. He is going to be rendering a bill, so I just want to let you know that. That's why both their names are in this resolution.
And just for the record, I don't have the exact amount, but Mr. Kawachika's billing, from my understanding, was a little over $3,000. I'm sorry, Matsukawa. And just for the general public, because they don't have this in their hand, the current invoice that we are being billed by Mr. Kawachika is for $9,174.53. And again, Mr. Matsukawa, as Ms. Ford explained, has not submitted an invoice, but he did verbally tell my office that the bill was going to be a little bit over $3,000. I can't remember the exact amount. So anyway, okay, with that said, any further discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Ishii.
Looking at this invoice, it really doesn't, say too much of what happened or what did Mr. Kawachika do. We need something more detailed, because there's like emails to, I guess, Kawuchi, emails to Offenbaker, and we don't know what the emails were about. And there was
Yeah, good question, good question, Mr. Nishi. The reason it's not attached to it, I guess Mr. Ashid, as a lawyer there, can tell you as well. In these type of invoices, that information is not disclosed because of the privilege between the lawyer as well as the client. So,
but the clients is all of us, right? Correct?
Yeah, go ahead.
Aren't they supposed to be like what you're saying, representing all of us, or is it they're just representing you and the clerk?
No, you're asking about the invoice that's before you. That
Yes,
information would not be provided on the invoice before you.
No, I understand, but I'm saying, but we need more information, because as like Mr. Pelago had mentioned earlier, is that we don't know what happened. We have no information of what discussion was done, and we're gonna have to pay $9,000 of county funds, of taxpayers' money, for something that we don't know what happened.
Point of order, Mr. Yagam. Can we take a short recess if you need it?
No.
Excuse me, my point of order is, just refreshed the memories of the council that, including Mr. Onishi, who refused to go into the meeting with our two attorneys, that's why he doesn't know what this is about.
So why don't they just send us something written? They could have done that. Or provided us CC copies of all these emails.
Let's not have a dialogue. One second, Ms. Onishi. Hang on, Ms. Ford. Ms. Onishi has the floor. Please continue, Dennis.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to get more information of what we paying for this $9,000. What did we get out of it? So if you can provide that for us, that would be great.
Okay. So that's a question to the chair, I would imagine.
Yes.
You're just to me, Mr. Onishi?
Yes.
If that be the case, then what should happen is that the council should invite Mr. Kawachika back to the county council with assurance that the county council will hear that description of what he would have told us back a few months ago. If that be the case, and I'd be fine with that. Obviously, that we would have to pick up the cost to do that as well. But anyway, that's certainly my thought
Okay.
on that question.
Okay, Mr. Chair, another question
Yeah,
to you
go
then.
ahead.
Where's the documents that you folks have discussed, or where's the emails that wasn't CC'd to us? That was sent to you folks, but wasn't never CC'd to us of what's happening.
Again, if you want all of that documentation, maybe the request would be to have Mr. Kawachika come back. But you know, unless if that's the direction of the council, then certainly we should state so. But
No, but
uh,
no, but Mr. Chair, okay, my question is, okay, we're gonna have to pay $9,000 for the services that he had rendered already, correct?
that's what the invoice is for.
Okay, so that's why, but I wanna know what, in the $9,000, what was the discussion? I don't wanna have him coming back, we already have, you should have all this information. So you should be providing that to us,
I can easily tell you what Mr. Kawachika was hired to do.
okay?
And that was discussed earlier in this whole discussion. And the whole point was that Mr. Kawachika was going to take a look at documentation that was sent forth to the county council by Mr. Lincoln Ashita that talked about them, the corporation council, being in conflict and not able to represent the county of Hawaii in this particular matter. That is what he looked at, and that is what he did the work on in terms of coming forward to provide the council with that information.
Okay, so now with Ms. Ford's
And by the way,
communication
and by-
908.1, okay,
And by the way, Mr. Nishi, that his information that he was providing, you know, correlated with what ended up to be the determination by the Office of Disciplinary Counsel, which Mr. Ashita alluded to, which was that the Corporation Council was not in conflict, and that's what we were trying to ascertain, that information, and that's what he was going to bring forward to us at that meeting that we did not allow him to speak in the executive session, but his information that he ascertained was collaborated by the Office of Disciplinary Counsel as well as Mr. Ishida when they agreed that there was no conflict. So that is what this work represented.
so that's the advice that he gave you. Because in the
No, that's the
communication,
information that he
no,
would.
but you see, in the communication 908.1, okay, in his email to the council members, it says in the second paragraph, right, that he was contacted and employed by the clerk and yourself, okay, and he provided certain legal advice to you folks.
He did not provide legal advice to you folks. What he did was he was hired to get information based on the question of whether or not the Corporation Council was in conflict.
Yep.
That's the work that he did. That's information he was going to bring forward, and that is what they conducted their work on.
Okay,
It's
no,
that simple.
yeah, but I'm just saying it's in black and white right here that I have in my hand, and I think you should have that too, right? Do you have that communication?
Which one are you referring to?
I'm saying-
Kawachika's letter?
It's a, yeah, it's
Yeah, we have that.
okay.
We have
So
that.
in paragraph 2, it states that he provided certain legal analysis and advice to them. So that's to you and the clerk, right? Right?
Mr.
Okay,
May-
please proceed. You have anything else, Mr. Onishi?
I just wanted to get more info, but okay, thank you.
Ms. Smart, you have the floor.
If this discussion is gonna keep going, I would like to move the table. We have 5 minutes before council members are gonna leave, and we have 4 to 5 bills that need a 2/3 just to keep going in terms of CIP. So either we'll go to the vote, or I move the table. I would prefer to just move on. Either way, we're on a tight time constraint.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Ford.
One thing that is not in here, the county's accruing interest for this unpaid bill. I believe it's 0.5% per month. And if the attorney files a lawsuit against the county and is successful, we will not only owe the bill plus all the interest accruing, we will be paying for all of his legal fees again. This is a highly reputable, both these attorneys are highly reputable attorneys and are not trying to pull the wool over us. So we need to pay the bills. Thank you.
Mr. Pilago?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I take full note of Councilmember Ford's comment that if we do go on, this will accrue and could be worse. And if they take action at some future time for whatever reason, it may be worse. I'm very grateful for this document because it's what I asked for. It's actually half of what I need because Masakawa is still missing. This has some questions, but I can make my decision and vote on it today and this afternoon. It gives me enough information to do that. With that, sir, I do call for the question.
Hold on, I'd
One
like to
second.
speak because you guys, when I asked for a call for the question, you guys all spoke, so I'd like to have a chance to speak now.
Mr. Ikeda, I am very, very sorry, but the second was given to the call for the question. And the call for the question is not debatable.
Boy, amazing,
So-
because we can't hear.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Ikeda, as soon as the question was called, a second was ascertained, and then you came on board, so I'm sorry, parliamentary procedure, there's no deliberation. So, no debate, so Madam Clerk, on the call for the question?
Ms. Ford,
Aye.
Mr. Hoffman,
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda,
No,
Mr. Onishi,
no,
Blago. That is correct, that is the motion. Ms. Smart? Aye. Ms. Yoshimoto?
no.
Chair Gong?
Aye.
Chair Gong, you have 5 ayes.
Okay, motion passes. Madam Clerk, please go to the roll call vote for resolution 312-12.
Ms. Ford?
323-12, I'm sorry.
Ms.
Aye.
Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
No,
Mr. Onishi?
no,
Mr. Pilago?
No,
Ms. Smart? Aye. Ms. Yoshimoto?
no.
Chair Gong?
Aye.
Chair Gong, you have 4 ayes.
Okay, motion fails. So, Ms. Smart, what item was it that you wanted to
Item-
point to?
item number 4, it's the resolution 319-12, please, very quickly. HSAC.
Okay, page 3, resolution 319-12.
Resolution 319-12 relates to proposals for inclusion in the 2013 Hawaii State Association of Counties HSAC legislative package. Legislative proposals have been submitted by member counties of HSAC for consideration and adoption by the council by December 6, 2012, for inclusion in the 2013 HSAC legislative package relating to the following: agricultural product branding and country or region of origin labeling, definition of indigent and partially indigent gallonage tax on liquor, food labeling, establishing a mechanism to monitor the county's readiness to conduct an election and to intervene if necessary, Cedron, landowner liability, voting, easing visa restrictions for the People's Republic of China, preserving the county's share of the transit accommodations tax, employer union health benefits trust fund board of trustees, employees retirement system, electronic waste recycling, traffic infractions, energy resources, affordable housing credits, and public land development corporation. This resolution was introduced by Mr. Palago and waived by the GRC committee.
Ms. Pilago?
Thank you, sir. Motion to approve resolution 319-12.
Second by Ms. Smart.
Thank you. With permission and latitude, we have communication 899.1 from President of HSAC, Mr. Mel Raposo, dated November 5th. And that's asking this council to go ahead and do some amendments of one of our items from Hawaii Island, Ms. Ford's item on gallonage tax. And there was just some changes in some words and numbers. So I would like to present at this time communication 899.2 to amend the gallonage tax portion of this resolution.
I need a second. Second by Ms. Ford. Any discussion on that motion? It's very simple, just change the amount of the gallonage tax.
Correct, sir.
Okay.
It changes the date, beginning date 2014, and changes the amounts on the gallonage tax. And we ask for your approval for this amendment to the packet.
Okay, any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda? Mr.
Aye.
Onishi?
Aye.
Mr. Pilago?
Aye.
Ms. Smart? Aye. Ms. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Gong?
Aye.
Chair Gong, you have 8 ayes.
Okay, motion to amend passes. Is there any further amendment, Mr. Pilago?
No, that's it.
Okay, then I think we do need a motion to suspend the rules so that we don't have to hold this up for the HSAC packet.
Okay, if we can approve the amendment, approve the resolution as
Okay.
amended, please.
Resolution 319-12 as amended. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Ms. Ford? Aye. Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Mr. Pilago?
Aye.
Ms. Smart? Aye. Ms. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Gong?
Aye.
Chair Gong, you have 8 ayes.
Mr.
Okay,
Chair, at
motion
this
passes,
time, I move a motion to suspend the rules Thank you.
Okay, discussion on the motion to suspend? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Just point of clarification.
Wait,
You've already moved to suspend and voted, so if there's a second motion to.
Yes.
Okay, understood. Ms. Ford? Aye. Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Mr. Pelago?
Aye.
Ms. Smart? Aye. Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Carry on.
Aye.
Carry of 8 ayes.
Thank you. Motion passes to suspend the rules. Let's go to page 9. Let's take care of some of this two-thirds membership votes. Page 9, Bill 323, please. Bill 323 on page 9.
Bill 323 amends ordinance number 1287 as amended relating to public improvements and financing thereof for the fiscal year July 1st, 2012 to June 30, 2013. Adds Department of Public Works, Ka'u Water Source and Storage Expansion Project, $10,640,000. Funds shall be provided from General Obligation Bonds, Capital Projects Fund, Fund Balance, and our other sources grants, $10,640,000. Funds will be used for water infrastructure improvements, which will add a new well source, expand water storage, and replace buried water lines where appropriate. This bill was introduced by Ms. Smart.
Ms. Smart?
Move to approve Bill 323.
Second.
Second by Ms. Ford. Any discussion?
Yes, please,
Go
very
ahead.
quickly. Just as a reminder, this is some of those Air National Guard projects. I just wanted to respond to a testifier from Ocean View that we had today. He had concerns about Ocean View being first. We have already passed CIPs for Ocean View in regards to the Air National Guard and water infrastructure. This is to expand it along Na'ulehu. So I encourage your support, and reminder, this will likely not happen without the Air National Guard project coming in.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Aye. Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Mr. Pelago?
Aye.
Ms. Smart?
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Carry on.
Aye.
Carry on, you have 8 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 323 passes second and final reading. Let's go to page 10, Bill 324.
Bill 324 amends ordinance number 1287 as amended relating to public improvements and financing thereof for the fiscal year July 1, 2012 to June 30, 2013. Adds Department of Public Works South Point Road Water Infrastructure Expansion Project, $9,900,000. Funds shall be provided from General Obligation Bonds, Capital Projects Fund, Fund Balance, and our other sources grants, $9,900,000. Funds will be used for water infrastructure improvements to replace and realign an existing water line above Highway 11, add a new well source, expand water storage, and bring a new 6-inch buried ductile pipe water line and fire hydrants to the area below Highway 11. This bill is introduced by Ms. Smart.
Ms. Smart?
Move to approve Bill 324.
Second.
Second by Mr. Pelago. Any discussion?
Just
Go
one
ahead.
more comment. As a reminder, these are, as you know, you have to know all funding sources. Through the Air National Guard program, we can see a cost savings through the Air National Guard covering all equipment, labor, and equipment fuel costs. So while this $9.9 million is here, that's not necessarily the cash on hand we'll have to fork out in order to complete these projects. Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Ms. Ford? Aye. Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Mr. Pelago?
Aye.
Ms. Smart?
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Carry on.
Aye.
Carry on, you have 8 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 324 passes second and final
Mr.
reading.
Chair?
Let's go to, 1 second. Let's go to page 11. And let's take up Bill 327, please.
Bill 327 amends ordinance number 1287 as amended relating to public improvements and financing thereof for the fiscal year July 1st, 2012 to June 30, 2013. As Public Works, Hokulea Bypass Road Private, $12,500,000. Funds shall be provided from private contributions, $12,500,000. Funds will be used for the completion of the Hokulea Mamalahoa Highway Bypass Road from Kaleo Opapa Street to including the Na Po'opo'o Road Mamalahoa Highway intersection. Will also include improvements on Haleki'i Street from the intersection of Haleki'i Street and Mamalahoa Highway Bypass Road to the Kona Scenic Park. This bill was introduced by Ms. Ford by request.
Ms. Ford?
Move to approve Bill 327 and file all related communications.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Pelago. Any discussion?
Second by Ms. Smart.
Mr. Pelago?
Oh, I'm
Second
sorry.
by Mr. Pelago. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Ms. Ford. Aye. Mr. Hoffman.
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda.
Aye.
Mr. Onishi.
Aye.
Mr. Pelago.
Aye.
Ms. Smart.
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto.
Aye.
Carry on.
Aye.
Carry on, you have 8 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 327 passes second and final reading. Before we go to Bill 314, Mr. Nishi, you wanted to say something?
No, that was it. I wanted to see if you could go to Bill 314.
Okay,
Thanks.
let's go to page 9, top of the page, Bill 314.
Bill 314 amends ordinance number 1287 as amended relating to public improvements and financing thereof for the fiscal year July 1st, 2012 to June 30, 2013. As Department of Public Works, Puna, Hawaii, parking lot, $450,000 fund shall be provided from general obligation bonds, capital projects fund, fund balance, and or other sources, $450,000. Funds will be used for the planning and design, engineering, infrastructure improvements, and construction to increase parking capacity in the downtown area. This bill was introduced by Mr. Ikeda.
Mr. Ikeda?
Move to approve Bill 314 and follow related communication.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Onishi. We need a 2/3 vote on this. Go ahead, Mr. Ikeda.
I think we have discussed this enough. I think everyone knows that it's a project that we're going to take over, and a lot of the improvements going to be done by a private sector.
Okay, any further discussion?
None.
Any further discussion here in Kona? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Ms. Ford? Aye. Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
That
Aye.
was an aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Mr. Pilago?
Aye.
Ms. Smart?
Aye.
Yoshimoto?
Aye.
There you go.
Aye.
There you have 8 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 314 passes second and final reading. Let's go to page 10. Bill 325, please.
Bill 325 authorizes the issuance of general obligation bonds of the County of Hawaii for the purpose of funding all or a portion of the cost of various public improvement projects, fixing the form, denominations, and certain other details of such bonds, providing for their sale to the public, and authorizing the taking of other actions relating to the issuance and sale of bonds. Authorizes for issuance and sale in one or more series bonds of the county in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $5,100,000 for the purpose of funding all or a portion of the cost, including cost of issuance of the bonds, of public improvement projects, transfer station, retainer wall repairs, $5 million in bond issuance costs, $100,000 for a total of $5,100,000. This bill is introduced by Ms. Smart.
Ms. Smart.
Move to approve Bill 3225.
Second by Ms. Ford. Any discussion?
Just very quickly.
Go ahead.
This is an estimate to fix 5 different retaining walls at the different transfer stations. I have mentioned it before. These are ones that are in dire need of repair prior to collapse. The estimate from the department is they are not going to last more than 2 years, and even then we'd be lucky. They have agreed to take in the future use of the site into account, which results in an approximate cost of $1 million per wall, because in some areas they may have to relocate the retaining wall in order to fit into future expansion plans. I do urge the council to support this, as we need to fix these retaining walls before they collapse.
Further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Ms. Ford? Aye. Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Pilago?
Aye.
Ms. Smart?
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
There you go.
Aye.
There you have 8 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 325 passes second and final reading. Madam Clerk, let's go to page 2. Resolution 313-12, please.
Resolution 313-12 delays council action on upzoning in the Pahoa Village Regional Town Center planning area into Phase 1 of the Pahoa Regional Town Center plan is adopted by ordinance or until June 30, 2013, whichever shall occur first. The Pahoa Regional Town Center Plan Steering Committee and the Puna Community Development and Plan Action Committee requested that any new upzoning in this area be delayed to allow the community through a legitimate, deliberate, and inclusive community-based planning process to find how best to solve existing problems, to allocate space for new growth, and to preserve its historical heritage. This resolution was introduced by Mr. Gloss and P. Planning Committee. Pending motion.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor by Mr. Pilago, seconded by Ms. Ford. If you recall, we postponed this because Mr. Blas was not at the meeting. And of course, he's still at the mainland right now. So the item is live on the floor. I just want to let you folks know that, go ahead, Ms. Ford is a vice chair of the committee. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm going to recommend, in fact, I'm going to make a motion to postpone this. Is that what you're going to do too? All right, let me go ahead and make it. I move to postpone resolution 313-12 until the first council meeting in December, which is the 19th. Hold on.
Staff?
I got it. 19th of December 2012.
Okay.
I personally, so.
One second.
that's it.
We do have a second.
A second?
Seconded by Ms. Smart. Go ahead, Ms. Ford.
Thank you. We all know this is a very contentious situation. Mr. Bloss has been supporting this. He's not here, but more importantly, this is going to impact Puna. And we have 2 new council members coming in. I really think that they need to hear this and weigh in on this, so I would prefer to wait till the next council meeting. I hope you will support that.
Ms. Smart?
Thank you, and actually I was going to make the same point. While I do support postponements of zoning changes until CDPs are done, in fact, I did one in my term, however, I had the sunset during my term. I felt it was the decision that I needed to make as the current council member, and I do not think it's fair for the next council member-elects to have this forced down their throat, which is difficult because I do support the concept. I think it's up to the next council members to determine whether this is the way they want to go. I hope they do choose this route, but I think the decision is up to them.
Thank you for the discussion. Anything out of Hilo?
Yes, I'd like to speak against,
Go ahead, Mr. Ikeda.
you know, I can see voting for this resolution. I know Mr. Blas supported it, and, you know, we have to be realistic. Mr. Blas won't be coming back on December 19th, so I think, whether the remaining councilmen agree with me or not, I think we can make the decision, because like I said, Mr. Blas did support this resolution. He brought it up himself. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion out of Hilo before I come back here to Kona?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
You know, rather than postpone it, why don't we just refer it back then to the planning committee where the council or the committee can fully discuss this, because otherwise, you know, this would have already gone through a reading before. So I think that's the most appropriate thing. Otherwise, we bring this back to council one more time, and they're gonna need to get up to speed, or we're gonna hear additional testimonies. I think the better approach would be to refer it back to committee, start from the first level, and then move forward.
One second. Thank you very much. Ms. Onishi, do you have any thoughts? The motion on the floor right now, though, is to postpone until December 18th.
Yeah, I would be
sorry.
against the postponement too, because of, you know, as was mentioned before, Mr. Blas is supportive of this and he voted for it, and it was postponed 2 weeks ago because we thought Mr. Blas would be here, but then to move it on and to the next council, I think that's not worth it, or like Mr. Yoshimoto said, just go back to committee. Thanks.
Ms. Hoffman, go ahead.
Well, first of all, I think all of these suggestions are valid. I have no problem voting on this today. It's very clear that Mr. Blas approved this and was in favor of this, and I was in favor of listening to his thing, so I don't have a problem with that. I'd rather not postpone it. I think Mr. Yoshimoto's comments, though, are more appropriate. If indeed we're worried about the new or the old council not making a determination and handing it to the new council, well, at least give them a chance to discuss it in committee. It makes more sense to me that if I were sitting in the transition and being a new member of the council that's going to meet next beginning the 3rd of December, I'd like to have an opportunity, I think, to see that in committee. So I don't like the postponement for that reason, and I would ask Ms. Ford maybe to withdraw her postponement and render a new motion that says refer back to the committee. Thank you.
Before Ms. Ford does speak, let me just say that I would certainly support that as well. So Ms. Ford, if you want to withdraw and redo the motion.
Thank you. I think that Mr. Yoshimoto made an excellent
wanna
suggestion,
withdraw?
and I withdraw my motion to
Is a second?
postpone.
Second withdraw. Okay, go ahead.
I
Ms. Ford.
move to refer Resolution 313-12 back to the Planning Committee,
And that's going to be on December
19th.
18th.
On December 18th.
Oh, that's right, it's committee.
Okay, so the
18th.
motion is to refer this back to the committee on December 18th. Okay, discussion on that motion. Okay, and let me just say that we do have the councilman-elect, although he's not been inaugurated yet in the Hawaii County Council. But just for the record, in speaking with Mr. Ilagan, he supports bringing this back to the council, and more importantly, bringing it back to the committee level so it can be discussed. So certainly I'll support the wishes of the newly elected council member of that particular district. I don't know if this issue will play, a point in the election decision out there, but I certainly want to uphold the request by the incoming council member. Okay, so the motion on the floor is to refer back to the planning committee December 18th. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford.
Aye.
Mr. Hoffman.
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda.
Aye.
Mr. Onishi.
Aye.
Mr. Pelago.
Aye.
Ms. Smart. Aye. Mr. Yoshimoto.
Aye.
Barry Long,
Aye.
Fred Long, 8 ayes.
Hey, Mr. Levon, you got a lot of pool there already. Motion to, postpone to the committee level does, pass. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
point of privilege,
Go
please,
ahead.
permission to be excused.
Okay, very good. Mr. Pilago has a written request to be excused at, 4:45. You are excused, Mr. Yoshimoto. Thank you. I know you've stayed. Do you need to leave at this time?
Actually, I was able to reschedule something so I can stay a little bit longer if you don't mind.
Okay, very good. Okay, very good. So just for the record, you know, in the council chambers here in Kona, we have Ms. Ford, Ms. Smart, Mr. Hoffman, myself. In Kona, we have Mr. Kena, Ms. Yoshimoto, and Mr. Onishi. Okay, now, let's take up on page 2, resolution 31412. We'll just go in order unless there's something else someone wants to bring forward. Go ahead, Ms. Clerk, Madam Clerk.
31412, Resolution 31412 authorizes the mayor to enter into an agreement with the State of Hawaii Board of Land and Natural Resources Legacy Land Conservation Commission and to accept funds for the acquisition of Kahuku Coastal Property District of Ka'u, Island of Hawaii. On September 16, 2011, the county applied for funding by grant the amount of $621,245 from the State of Hawaii Board of Land and Natural Resources BLNR Legacy Land Conservation Commission LLCC for acquisition of Kahuku Coastal Property Tax Map Key Parcel 392175 comprising of 3,127.95 acres. This request was approved by the LLCC on December 14, 2011, and by the BLNR on May 11, 2012. This resolution was introduced by Ms. Ford by request and approved by Finance
Ms.
Committee.
Ford,
Move to approve resolution 314-12 and file all related communications. Second.
seconded by Ms. Smart. Any discussion?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Thank you. This land grant has come after a process where we had a willing land seller. In fact, this is one of my first pieces of legislation to do the authorization of the acquisition. I want to thank Mr. Van Bergen for all the work he put into it, as well as the community that was very diligent in sending in testimony to the Legacy of Lands and to make sure that word got out that this acquisition is moving forward. This is a great example of what the open space can do. We have private owners who have made sure that the land is open to the public, and while they do want to sell, they are very committed to making sure that the land stays open, and they are actually the ones that approached us. I'm very pleased it is to this point, and thank you again to everyone involved for making sure it got to this point. It's a true testimony to the community support of this acquisition. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford,
Aye.
Mr. Hoffman,
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda,
Aye.
Mr. Onishi,
Aye.
Mr. Pilago,
Excuse?
Ms. Smart,
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto,
Aye.
Barry Long,
Aye.
Fred Long, 7 ayes.
Thank you. Resolution 314-12 passes. So, Madam Clerk, for the rest of the votes, Mr. Pilago is not present. Yeah.
Understood.
Madam Clerk, let's go to page 3, resolution 315-12.
Resolution 315-12 authorizes payment of funds for later fiscal year and more than one fiscal year for multi-year lease for one multifunction copier for the Department of Research and Development. Authorizes the mayor to enter into a 5-year lease agreement for one multifunction copier for the Research and Development Department's Kona office at a cost not to exceed $120 per month, plus an amount not to exceed 3 cents for each copy in excess of monthly print allowance. This resolution was introduced by Ms. Ford by request and approved by the Finance Committee.
Ms. Ford,
Move to approve resolution 315-12 and file all related communications.
second by Ms. Smart. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford, Mr. Hoffman,
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda,
Aye.
Mr. Onishi,
Aye.
Ms. Smart, Mr. Yoshimoto,
Aye.
Barry Long,
Aye.
Fred Long, you have 7 ayes.
Thank you. Resolution 315-12 passes. Let's go to first reading on page 4, bills for ordinances. Bill 306, please.
Bill 306 amends Chapter 20, Article 4, Section 20-46 of the Hawaii County Code 1983-2005 edition as amended relating to establishment of a pay-as-you-throw program at all county landfills and solid waste transfer stations. Establishes a pay-as-you-throw program for refuse that is legally deposited at a county landfill or solid waste transfer station. All currently established fees and requirements remains in place with the addition of requiring that any person depositing any amount of refuse at a county landfill or solid waste transfer station shall pay the existing landfill disposal rate as provided in Section 2049, Hawaii County Code 1983-2005 edition as amended. This bill is introduced by Ms. Smart, waived by the EMC Committee, and Communication 841.9 for Environmental Management Acting Director Dora Beck, dated October 25, 2012, providing comment and offering a negative recommendation on Bill 306 as written, and Communication 841.10 from Environmental Management Commission Chair Sherman Warner, dated October 29, 2012, providing comment and forwarding a negative recommendation on Bill 306.
Ms. Smart,
Move to approve Bill 306.
I need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Ford. Discussion.
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Thank you, council members. This is the final piece of legislation coming out of the Hawaii High School Model County Council. I was very pleased that they were ambitious to put forward a bill. However, I would encourage the council at this point in time to vote against it. The bill is not in a format that is really adoptable at this point in time. While the language is correct, there would be a lot of work needed in the Department of Environmental Management before this can actually be implemented. The commission did forward a negative recommendation, but however, they do acknowledge the merits of continuing the discussion. I hope they will use this as a way to continue moving forward in a more appropriate manner in terms of how we can manage our waste. I think if nothing else, this was good to get the communication going again. Personally, I am against this. I have other ways that I think that we could be doing to manage our waste streams. I don't think this is the right way to do it, as many testifiers have testified before in the number of years that this has been going around. I want to commend the high school student who put this together. It was quite a good job, but I think we need to not have this pass at this point in time. Thank you.
Okay, further discussion, Ms. Ford, go ahead.
May I ask Ms. Smart some questions?
Please do.
The county landfill in Hilo has a scale to weigh the tonnage, is that correct?
Yes.
Does the Pu'uanahulu landfill have a scale?
Yes.
Okay. How about all the transfer stations?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Out of Hilo, any discussion out of Hilo?
No discussion.
Okay, how about you, Mr. Hoffman?
Yeah, I'd just like to make a sort of a final parting comment on this. I believe in pay as you throw. I believe it has a purpose and a place. It should have been adopted in this county, in my opinion, years ago. I understand the reluctance to pass this particular piece of legislation, but I can only hope and almost pray that some form of similar legislation that's properly prepared and dots the I's and crosses the T's will come forward quickly in the new council. I think it has much more public support in many communities than I think is generally be aware that we're generally aware of. And I'd like to see something like this be adopted, if perhaps not island-wide, certainly in some areas where our trash and waste problem is particularly egregious. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, one last
Go
comment,
ahead.
please. It hasn't really had the opportunity, but I really wanted to thank Ms. Dora Beck for the time that she spent with the Model High School County Council answering their questions. They really did a good job questioning her on the logistics. There is a lot of questions in how to implement the billing, how to ensure payment is being rendered, and a lot of other side issues that aren't really addressed in the actual language of the bill. I would like to reiterate that I hope the commission uses this as a mechanism to keep the communication stream going regarding this issue and other alternatives to pay as you throw. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Yeah, I just have a comment. First of all, I'm going to vote against this bill here today. The only other thing that I would consider, first of all, I believe that this would be an additional taxation. I believe on the people of the county of Hawaii. Part of their real property taxes is to deal with dealing with our solid waste. That's where we get the funding to operate solid waste. However, at the same time, I do recognize that that we do have a new council that's going to be coming forward, and will deal with issues such as this. Obviously, this would be something that would be increasing revenue. So I guess my question is this: if we do vote this down today, that it would basically, because council cannot take on the same item within a year.
No,
Is it
it's
because new
within
council?
the term. Yeah.
Within the term. Okay, so
term.
this would not preclude.
No.
Okay, all right. If that be the case.
As I understand it, Mr. Chairman, they could introduce a bill on the 18th of December.
Okay, very good. Okay, as long as we're not tying hands, should the new council decide that this would be a track that they want to go, although I would say it would be ill-advised to do it, but I wanted to make sure they have that opportunity. So thank you for clarifying that. With that said, any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion on the floor is to approve Bill 306. Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford,
No.
Mr. Hoffman,
No,
Mr. Ikeda,
No.
Mr. Onishi?
No.
Mr. Pilago? Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, he's excused. Mrs. Smart?
No.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
No?
Chair Gon?
No.
Chair Gon, 0 ayes.
Thank you, Bill 306, fails. Okay, Madam Clerk, let's go to page 5, please. Top of the page, Bill 321. 320. Oh, did I miss one?
We didn't go to three
Oh,
two zero.
forgive me. Okay, forgive me. Let's go to page 4, Bill 320. Thank you.
Bill 320 amends Chapter 24, Article 10, Division 5, Section 24280 of the Hawaii County Code 1983, 2005 edition as amended, relating to parking. Amends Chapter 24, Article 10, Division 5, Section 24280, Schedule 28, no parking at any time. Subsection C, South Gila by adding a new item, Waianui Nui Avenue North, Hamapoa side from Kaumana Drive to Rainbow Drive. The amendment restricts parking to provide adequate sight distance for a driveway that will service a new parking lot adjacent to Gilbert Carvalho Park. This bill is introduced by Mr. Bloss and approved by the PWPRC Committee.
Ms. Ford,
Move to approve Bill 320 and file all related communications.
seconded by Ms. Smart. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford?
Aye.
Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Ms. Smart? Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Gon?
Aye.
Chair Gon, 7 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 320 passes first reading. Let's go to Bill 322, please.
321.
I'm sorry, 321, please.
Bill 321 amends Chapter 24, Article 10, Division 5, Section 24-284 of the Hawaii County Code 1983, 2005 edition as amended relating to parking. Amends Chapter 24, Article 10, Division 5, Section 24-284, Schedule 32, 2-hour parking area, subsection C, South here by adding a new item, Pono Hawaii Street, southeast side from the point 176 feet northeast of Kilauea Avenue, extending 102 feet in the northeasterly direction. The amendment creates short-term parking in the area by converting a portion of the existing 8-hour parking to 2-hour parking. This bill was introduced by Mr. Bloss and approved by PWPRC Committee.
Ms. Ford,
Move to approve Bill 321 and file all related communications.
seconded by Ms. Smart. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford?
Aye.
Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Ms. Smart? Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Gon?
Aye.
Chair Gon, you have 7 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 321 passes first reading. Madam Clerk, Bill 322.
Bill 322 amends Chapter 24, Article 10, Division 5, Section 24-284.1 of the Hawaii County Code 1983, 2005 edition as amended relating to parking. Amends Chapter 24, Article 10, Division 5, Section 24-284.1, Schedule 32.1, 8-hour parking areas, subsection C, South Hill by revising the existing item 9, Pono Hawaii Street, southeast side from a point 305 feet northeast of Kilauea Avenue, extending 275 feet in northeasterly direction. The amendment creates short-term parking in the area by converting a portion of the existing 8-hour parking to 2-hour parking. This bill was introduced by Mr. Bloss and approved by the PWPRC Committee.
Ms. Ford,
Move to approve Bill 322.
seconded by Ms. Smart. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford?
Aye.
Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Ms. Smart? Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Gon?
Aye.
Chair Gon, you have 7 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 322 passes first reading. Bill 328, please.
Bill 328 amends ordinance number 12-86 as amended the operating budget for the County of Hawaii for fiscal year ending June 30, 2013. Increases revenues in state grants, area plan on aging, $661,597, and appropriate same to area plan on aging. Funds would be used by the Office of Aging to continue implementation of the Kupuna Care Program, Home and Community-Based Services. This bill is introduced by Ms. Ford by request and approved by the Finance Committee.
Ms. Ford,
Move to approve Bill 328, file all
Second.
related communications.
seconded by Mr. Hoffman. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford?
Aye.
Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Ms. Smart?
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Gon?
Aye.
Chair Gon, you have 7 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 328 passes first reading. Madam Clerk, Bill 329, please.
Bill 329 amends ordinance number 1286 as amended the operating budget for the County of Hawaii for fiscal year ending June 30, 2013. Increases revenues in federal grants, criminal justice system, CJS, information sharing, American Reinvestment and Recovery Act, ARRA, $35,836, and appropriate same to CJS, information sharing, ARRA. Funds will be used by the prosecuting attorney's office to streamline workflow and improve efficiency while automating manual entry and redundant processes. This bill is introduced by Ms. Ford by request and approved by the Finance Committee.
Ms. Ford,
Move to approve Bill 329 and file all related communications.
seconded by Ms. Smart. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford? Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Ms. Smart?
Aye.
Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Gon?
Aye.
Chair Gon, you have 7 ayes.
Thank you. Motion passes. Madam Clerk, let's go to page 7. Bill 266, Draft 5.
Bill 266, Draft 5, Planning Director initiated amendments Chapter 25 zoning code of the Hawaii County Code 1983, 2005 edition is amended relating to agricultural tourism. For Mayor William P. Kenoi, dated May 25, 2012, transmitting the above bill and enclosures with a favorable recommendation from Windward Planning Commission Chair Zendel Kern and Leeward Planning Commission Chair Geraldine Giffen. The amendments specifically relate to agricultural tourism. Amendments Article 1, subsection 25-1-5B by amending the definition of agricultural tourism and adds new definitions. Amendments Article 2, Division 7, Section 25-271 relating to applicability plan approval required. Amendments Article 2, Division 7, Section 25-275 relating to plan approval application requirements for agricultural tourism. Amendments Article 2, Division 7, Section 25-276 relating to action on plan approval application. Amendments Article 4, Division 1, Section 25-4-15 relating to agricultural tourism. This bill was introduced by Mr. Hoffman.
Ms. Hoffman?
Move to approve Bill 266, Draft 5.
Second by Ms. Smart. Ms. Hoffman?
I move to postpone further consideration of this bill for the new council to consider.
There's a motion to postpone.
Second.
Second by Mr. Ikeda. Go ahead, Mr. Hoffman.
Thank you. We've kicked this one down the road for about 2.5 years, and I still see a whole bunch of amendments that are being proposed by Ms. Ford. With due respect, I think we've so watered this particular effort down that we've absolutely obscured the purpose and effort that the administration initially tried to propose as far as this is concerned, and I believe that it's best left to the following council to determine whether they want to proceed with any further amendments on this bill. Still allows Ms. Ford the opportunity to provide whatever types of amendments she feels is required, but I think the new council needs to do that. Thank you.
Ms. Smart?
Thank you. Mr. Hoffman, while I see your point, I would vote against the postponement, at least discuss the amendments we have before us today, but I would be supportive to sending it back to the commissions, the planning commissions, for the exact reason that you mentioned in the terms of the amount of changes we have made to it. I don't think your point is missed. I think by leaving it where it's at with the next council and considering the huge amount of changes, it would make more sense to send it back to the commissions rather than just postpone it. And I do think we should at least look at the amendments that we have before us today. I will be voting against the postponement for those reasons.
Ms. Ford?
Thank you. I will also be voting against the postponement. Remember that Mr. Onishi is the one who asked to see all of these amendments, and I have acceded to his request. I think it's important that we see these amendments, and it's going to go back to the new council anyway, because we would have to hold this over because there were so many significant ones, assuming any of them pass. But I think it would be better not to send it to the planning commission. Once we get it here in council, it belongs to us. I do think once we take a look at these amendments that we should send it back to the planning committee. So I will not support the postponement. Thank you.
Okay, motion on the floor is to postpone. However, it wasn't postponed to a specific date, so I want to clarify that with Mr. Hoffman. That I didn't hear
Postpone
that.
to the call of the chair. I would have the motion be postponed to the call of the chair, the new chair.
Okay, is that your motion?
Was I didn't specify that specifically at the time that I made it, Madam Clerk, but I would do so now if Mr. Yudon wishes a clarification.
Okay, and the second, Mr. Ikeda, I think, seconded. That's okay with you? You're gonna second that call of the chair?
You know, right now,
Oh.
I think Ms. Ford is correct, so I kind of have a problem with that.
Okay, well, the motion, I asked Mr. Hoffman to clarify, because the motion was to postpone,
Right,
because he did not give a date, but
Right.
he said, his clarification was to the call of the chair. So.
yes,
you're gonna be second?
I'll go with that, okay.
Okay, so we got it straight. The motion on the floor is to postpone to the call of the chair, which is gonna be Mr. Yoshimoto, on December 3rd. Discussion on that motion. How about from Hilo? Anybody from Hilo?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm going to agree with Mr. Hoffman. I think that's the better approach for the reasons he explained. We could go through more amendments, but this has been such a an arduous, difficult task that, you know, we're changing and changing, and I just think that any more changes that we do, we'll probably even see more changes, so I just don't see the point in doing it, in making further changes today. That's not to say that those changes aren't good. I just would rather have that handled next term. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from Hilo? Motion on the floor to postpone to the call of the chair. How about here in Kona? Anything further here in Kona? Well, I'll make a couple comments. I don't know, parliamentary wise, that if we postpone it to the call of the chair, if the amendments as proposed in Communication 745.32 will ever see the light of day. Because someone would have to actually, she's not gonna be here.
Yes, she is.
Oh, I'm sorry, forgive me.
I won my election.
Forgive me. That's why I'm giving her the option.
I'm sorry.
To do this.
He's not gonna be
Forgive me.
here.
I'm
That's
just
the
thinking you also
problem.
forgive
He's
me
Mr.
for- Okay, so you would have that opportunity at that time to do so. The real question on whether you wanna support the postponement or not is whether or not
Just trying to get to 5
you wanna
o'clock.
go through the amendments
Oh,
now,
we're there, aren't
or
we?
have the new council deal with the amendments. So I think that is the basis of how people should vote. Ms. Ford, do you have any comment to that?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Once again, Mr. Onishi requested these amendments, and I did the work. So I would like to have them heard today. If it goes up, down, whatever, we can still bring it up next term. I still think, though, it should go back to the planning committee of this council so that the new council can discuss it. But,
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Hoffman.
Yes, just to close this particular chapter, everything that Ms. Ford has indicated can be done with the members of the new council, including Mr. Onishi, as well as Mr. Yoshimoto. Enough is enough, folks. We've done our worst as far as we can do, and I just believe we're not trying to stay with the true intent and purpose, and we're trying to obviously make sure that we've dotted every I and make sure that every possible neighbor is treated so that their amendments could be reflected in this particular bill, which so waters the bill down as to make it ineffective for the purpose in which it was initially intended. Please, let the new council determine this. Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? Now, we have 7 members here. How much votes would we need to pass the, because it changes, correct? If we don't have a quorum, as far as what would be the amount of votes that would be required for passage?
Still
No, I
need
think
five.
it's,
Still need
Chair,
five.
you need 5. Yeah, I'm just checking with the county clerk before we vote, because I don't wanna. Okay, so we need 5 votes, no matter what, yeah? Okay, very good. Okay, any further discussion on the motion to postpone till the, to December, to the call of the chair? Seeing no further discussion, Madam Clerk, on the motion to postpone? You need a minute?
Come on.
If you're reviewing the rule again, rule number 14, motions, subsection 3C, postponed to a certain time. It says it requires majority vote. So whether or not it is based on the number of persons present or 5, I'm not quite sure yet, but
Because I
I
know that
assume 5.
did we change the rules that if we did not have 9 people, it would change
No.
it?
no, sir, I wrote the rule. It's
Okay.
5. The minimum at any time is 5, and only when you need a supermajority does it have to be 6. The chart's in the rule.
Okay, very good. I just want to clarify, make sure, because we don't have everyone here, so. Madam Clerk, go ahead on the motion to postpone to the call of the chair.
Ms. Ford,
No,
Mr. Hoffman,
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda,
Aye.
Mr. Onishi,
Aye.
Mr. Pilato. Oh, excuse me, Ms. Smart.
no,
Mr. Yoshimoto,
Aye.
Chair Gong.
No.
Chair Gong, you have 4 ayes.
Okay, so the motion fails, so we still have Bill 266, draft 5 on the floor. Ms. Ford, you have the floor. No, we didn't, there was only 4 votes.
Okay. Hold on, let me get my paperwork out. Where did I write it? Oh, there it is. Move to amend Bill 266, Draft 5, with the contents of Communication 745.32.
Need a second? Second by Ms. Ford.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Ford, go ahead.
I'm willing to bifurcate this bill. I don't know, there's about 22 amendments that Mr. Onishi wanted to see. Is he still there, or did he leave?
You left.
He
Is
left.
Mr. Onishi gone?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm not going to.
Okay, so the motion on the floor right now is to approve Bill 266 Draft 5, to amend Bill 266 Draft 5 with the contents in 745.32. Any discussion on the motion to amend?
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Ms. Hoffman.
I will vote against this particular amendment. Thank you.
Any further, oh, Mr. Onishi's there. Any further discussion? Was that, Mr. Onishi, was that you?
Did Ms. Ford have any questions?
Mr. Onishi, I wrote the bill. I have no questions about it.
Well, talking to planning, they had some concerns because I guess now, as like Mr. Hoffman mentioned, it's kind of getting more watered down, and I guess their concern is it's like not protecting the farmer. It's more, I guess, this bill is trying to protect the neighborhood, and so the costs for the farmer to get this ag tourism might be too high. So, to me, I think you recommended earlier that maybe it should go back to committee. Was that you said earlier? To the next.
No motion, no motion was made on that, but she did say
So-
that would be
so-
something she would consider.
Yeah, so I would think maybe we should do that, Ms. Ford, that if, I could make a motion that we should, put, I guess, request that this go back to the planning committee for the new council.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, then
I'm
second.
sorry, there's a motion on the floor to amend it, isn't there?
Yes, but we're going to send it back to committee. We can do that.
You have to.
1 second, everybody stop. Right now, the motion on the floor is to amend, there was a motion to amend with 745.32. That was on the floor. Now there's a secondary motion to send this back, Bill 266, with the amendments back to committee. Is that, Madam Clerk? Madam Clerk, do we have to deal with the amendment first, or can we actually send it back as proposed by Mr. Onishi?
Well, there's a rule, Robert's rules talks about tertiary motion, not being allowed to make pre-motion. Right now, if you entertain a third motion, that is to violate Roberts.
Okay.
So, what you would need to do is probably take up amendment or vote on it in some way.
Okay, so just want to clarify, if we were to vote on the motion that's on the floor right now, which was proposed by Mr. Onishi, it would be a legal vote that would send Bill 266 Draft 5 with the amendments as brought forward. Does the amendment go back to committee? I guess that's the question.
Point of order.
1 second. Mr. Hoffman, go ahead.
Let me just clarify what I think Mr. Yagan was saying. At the moment, we have a motion on the floor to approve. We have a motion on the floor to amend. Now, Mr. Onishi has made a motion to send it back to committee. We can't do that.
That's a 3.
As I understand it, we have to deal with the amendment, the motion to amend first, and then we can consider Mr. Onishi's motion.
Okay.
Please clarify for me if that's correct.
That is correct. You may also, there are ways to address the motion to amend. You could withdraw if you would prefer to send it back, or you can go ahead and vote on the amendment. But it must be dealt with before you can proceed with any other motions.
So, Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
I would withdraw my motion, and for now, and then maybe Ms. Ford can withdraw her amendments, and then I can make my new motion again.
Okay, so Mr. Onishi motion has been withdrawn, and that was seconded by Mrs. Ford, and
I
she also
withdraw.
withdraw as well. So now the motion that's on the floor is to amend Bill 266 Draft 5 with the contents of Communication 745.32. Ms. Ford.
Thank you. Mr. Onishi, please remember that you asked for this. You asked and you received.
Thank
The
you.
problem that I see is if we don't do the amendments, then the planning, committee, the new planning committee, not us, has no background and they don't understand this. Mr. Onishi had requested to see all of these amendments in order to understand what the Sierra Club and all these various neighbors are having difficulties with this bill. And they are having difficulties, but there's also some things that will impact the farmers, and there are some things that might not impact the farmers. But unless this goes back as an amended thing and let the planning committee rip it apart and put it together the way they want to, the new planning committee, they're not going to have this as a basis. I'm only going to do this work once.
Mr. Hoffman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, I remind Ms. Ford, if we send this back to the committee at this particular point, nothing prevents Ms. Ford from bringing the same stack of amendments forward when it hits committee, and the discussion can take place there with members of the new council, with them being more fully aware of the issues before them. And I suggest strongly that we do that. Thank you.
Witness Ford.
Thank you. Madam Clerk has just advised me that there is a pattern and practice of sending the original bill and all associated correspondence, including this amendment, back to the committee. I would be love to see the motion to send it back to committee could be amended to include all of the correspondence. That way the planning commission gets the amendment. They can decide what they want to do at that point in time. So I'm lost now. Who made the motion to send it back to committee? Was that me?
We're not there. The only motion that's on the floor is a motion to amend at this particular time.
May I suggest, Mr.
Go ahead,
Chairman,
Mr. Hoffman.
if Ms. Ford withdraws her motion to amend, then Mr. Onishi can make his amendment, his motion to refer to committee with communication number 745.32. Thank you.
Thank you. I withdraw my communication 745.32.
Second withdrawal. Mr. Onishi, you want to make the motion?
Mr. Chair, I would like to make a motion to send Bill 266 draft number 5 back to planning committee, and also with communication number 745.32.
Second.
Second by Ms. Ford. Okay, very good. Any discussion on that motion? I hope not. See none. Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford,
Aye.
Mr. Hoffman,
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda,
Aye.
Mr. Onishi,
Aye.
Ms. Smart, Mr. Yoshimoto,
Aye.
Chair Hill.
Aye.
Right on, you have 7 ayes.
Thank you. And Madam Clerk, in that motion by Mr. Onishi, though, I missed that. He didn't say the date. Are we clear that it's going to go on December 18th, correct? That's the intent of the motion, right?
Should we amend the motion, reconsider it, do it again?
And as long as we're clear on that it's going to go back there. You got it, Pat? Okay, very good. We're good. Okay, let's go to Bill 286, Draft 3, bottom of page 7.
Bill 286, Draft 3, amends Chapter 20, Article 3 of the Hawaii County Code 1983, 2005 editions, amendment relating to disposal of commercial cooking oil waste and commercial fats, oils, and greases. Proposes the following amendments to Chapter 20, Article 3, amends Section 20-31 by amending the definition of prohibited materials and adds the definitions commercial cooking oil waste and commercial fog waste, amends Section 2040 relating to explosives, radioactive waste, and other prohibited materials. This bill is introduced by Ms. Smart.
Ms. Smart?
Move to approve Bill 286, Draft 3.
Second by Ms. Ford. Any discussion? Go ahead, Ms. Smart.
Thank you. I'd like to remind the committee that we did get a favorable recommendation from the Environmental Management Commission, and we did incorporate the changes that they requested. Remember that this is only banning those materials from the landfill. It does not limit who can pick up the cooking oil from the various sites. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford,
Aye.
Mr. Hoffman,
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda,
Aye.
Mr. Onishi,
Aye.
Ms. Smart,
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto,
Aye.
Chair Yuan.
Aye.
Chair Yuan, you have 7 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 286 draft 3 passes second and final reading. Let's go to Bill 309, please.
Bill 309 amends ordinance number 264, which amended section 2583 North Kona Zone Map, Article 8, Chapter 25 zoning code of the Hawaii County Code by changing the district classification from agricultural 5 acres, A5A, to single-family residential 20,000 square feet, RS20 at Halaoa 4, North Kona, Hawaii, covered by tax map key 73530. Request time extension to condition D, final subdivision approval, applicant Ellen Koizumi, area 3.13 acres, from Mayor William P. Kanoy, dated September 5th, 2012. Transmitting the above bill enclosures with favorable recommendation from Labor Planning Commission Chair Pro Tem Thomas Hickox. Applicant requests a 5-year extension of time citing market conditions. This bill is introduced by Mr. Hoffman.
Mr. Hoffman,
Move to approve Bill 309 at second and final reading.
seconded by Ms. Smart. Any discussion? Mr. Hoffman?
Yes, I will vote against Bill 309. It's my final comment on the fair share paragraph K in this particular instance. Of all the issues that this council and other councils in the past 6 years have addressed, the failure to clarify and to abide by the state law regarding impact fees or fair share costs, again, I think is one of the most serious deficiencies that we've had. Thank you.
Any further discussion on Bill 309? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Ms. Ford? Aye. Mr. Hoffman?
No.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Mr. Pelago? Oh, excuse me, Ms. Smart? Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
There you go.
Aye.
There you go. You have 6 ayes.
Bill 309 passes second and final reading. Let's go to Bill 311.
Bill 311 amends Chapter 24, Article 10, Division 6, Section 24-287 of Hawaii County Code 1983-2005, addition as amended relating to loading zones. Amends Chapter 24, Article 10, Division 6, Section 24-287, Schedule 35, passenger loading zone, subsection C, South Gila, by deleting existing item and renumbered as required. The amendment converts infrequently used passenger loading zone to parking. This bill is introduced by Mr. Bloss.
Ms. Ford? Bill 311.
Excuse me. Move to approve Bill 311.
Any second? Second by Mr. Hoffman. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Ms. Ford?
Aye.
Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Ms. Smart? Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
There you go.
Aye.
There you go. You have 7 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 311 passes second and final reading. Madam Clerk, Bill 312, please.
Bill 312 amends Chapter 21, Article 5, the Hawaii County Code 1983-2005, addition relating to sewer connection loan program, amends Section 2140, loan application subsection A as follows. Any application for a guaranteed loan must be submitted to a designated bank no more than 120 calendar days after the date of notification for the director requiring the owner to connect to the sewer. Amend Section 21-45, reserve fund, subsection B as follows. In the event grant monies are available to finance sewer connection costs, the sewer connection reserve fund may be used to finance connection costs for those lot owners eligible for grant funding, and only to the extent that the sewer connection reserve fund can be reimbursed from the grant. This bill is introduced by Mr. Yagam.
Ms. Ford?
Move to approve Bill 315.
312.
312 and all related communications should be filed.
Second by Ms. Smart. Any discussion on this? Let me just say that I want to thank the Finance Department, in particular Mike Okamoto, for providing the language for Bill 312 that allows the Finance Department to carry out the sewer connection loan program. Much mahalo to the Finance Department for doing that. Any further discussion on 3112? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Ms. Ford? Aye. Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Ms. Smart? Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
There you go.
Aye.
There you go. You have 7 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 312 passes second and final reading. Let's go to page 9. Bill 315, please.
Bill 315 amends Chapter 24, Article 10, Division 4 of the Hawaii County Code 1983-2005, addition as amended relating to crosswalks. Amends Chapter 24, Article 10, Division 4, Section 24-276, Schedule 24, crosswalk, subsection G, Puna, by adding a new item and renumbered as required. Kalapana Kapoho Beach Road and 115 feet northeast of the property line between parcels 1426 and 14226. The amendment provides a crosswalk adjacent to the Kua'okala Public Charter School. This bill is introduced by Mr. Bloss.
Ms. Ford?
Move to approve Bill 315 and file all related communications.
Need a second? Second by Ms. Smart. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Ms. Ford?
Aye.
Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Ms. Smart? Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
There you go.
Aye.
There you go. You have 7 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 315 passes second and final reading. Let's go to page 10, bottom of the page, Bill 326.
Bill 326 amends Chapter 15, Article 8, Section 15-68.1 of the Hawaii County Code 1983-2005, addition as amended by naming the official stand located at Pualani Park, Ronald Futoshi Harpo Saiki Official Stand. recognizes and commemorates in perpetuity the many years of selfless dedication, hard work, community spirit, and aloha that Ronald Futoshi Harpo Saiki contributed towards promoting athletics in our Kilo communities. This bill is introduced by Mr. Onishi.
Mr. Nishi,
Move to approve Bill 326.
Second.
second by Mr. Yoshimoto. Mr. Nishi,
No, just asking for support. Thank you.
any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford? Aye. Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Ms. Smart? Ms. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Gong?
Aye.
Chair Gong, you have 7 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 326 passes second and final reading. Let's go to page 11, Bill 330, Draft 2.
Bill 330, Draft 2, amends Chapter 24 of the Hawaii County Code 1983, 2005 edition as amended relating to vehicles and traffic. Amends Chapter 24, Article 10, Division 1, Section 24-255, Schedule 3, 25-mile-per-hour limit, Paragraph C, South Hilo, by adding an item and renumbered as required. Waianui Nui Avenue from Akulea Road to its terminus at the southern terminus of Bridge 25-2. Amendment reduces the speed limit in a residential area wherein the road is narrow and winding and there are little or no shoulders on either side of the road. This bill is introduced by Mr. Ikeda.
Mr. Ikeda,
Move to approve Bill 330, Draft 2, and file all communication.
Second.
second by Mr. Yoshimoto. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Tsaba was here, but he had to leave, and so anyway, he left a message that the Traffic Division do support Bill 330.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford? Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Ms. Smart? Ms. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Gong?
Aye.
Chair Gong, you have 7 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 330, Draft 2 passes second and final reading. Last item on the agenda, I believe, Ms.
True.
Okay, Madam Clerk, Bill 331.
Bill 331 amends Chapter 24 of the Hawaii County Code 1983, 2005 edition as amended relating to vehicles and traffic. Amends Chapter 24, Article 10, Division 1, Section 24-255, Schedule 3, 25-mile-per-hour limit, Paragraph C, South Hilo, by adding a new item renumbered as required. The Iwonua Road beginning from its start at the southern terminus of Bridge 25-2 extending to a point approximately 0.7 mile in the northerly direction. The amendment reduces the speed limit in a residential area wherein the road is a narrow, winding, dead-end roadway with little or no shoulders on either side of the road. This bill is introduced by Mr. Ikeda.
Mr. Ikeda,
Move to approve Bill 331 and file all related communication.
Second.
second by Mr. Yoshimoto. Any discussion on Bill 331?
Yes, like the other bill, Traffic Division do support Bill 331. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any further discussion? Go ahead, Ms.
Yes.
Ford.
I'd like to ask Mr. Ikeda a question.
Go ahead.
What is the recommended speed limit? It's here in the bill, it's 25 miles an hour, but I had heard something in the community about speed bumps.
What happens, from what I was told, is they would like to start with 25 miles per hour. And if they can solve their speeding problem, they will keep it at 25 miles an hour. But if they cannot solve their problem, then they're going to put in speed humps. But speed limits is the first step.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Ford? That's it. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford? Aye. Mr. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Ikeda?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Ms. Smart? Aye. Ms. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Gong?
Aye.
Chair Gong, you have 7 ayes.
Thank you. Bill 331 passes second and final reading. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Council members.
Wave.
Bye, Pete. Bye, Dominic. Bye, Brittany.
Tell him I said bye. Say Carrie said bye.
Laurie.
Carrie.
Carrie said bye too.
Right on, buddy.
Bye, Carrie.
Bye, Brittany. Yeah, we'll wave at him. Gobble, gobble, gobble.